Hi everybody, I'm going to show you something neat here. See this? It's water. Cool, clear water. Water! Yes, it's water. And what's neat about this is it runs down from some mountains. It's about, the way the crow flies, about 25 miles from here, maybe more. This water comes from the backside, in part, of the Santa Catalina Mountains. It's a river. It's called the Santa Cruz River. And in the days of old, when nights were bold and toilets weren't invented, when they left their loads upon the road and walked away contented, the Indians used to farm in this area, and this river ran all the time. Well, because of pumping out groundwater and such, it does not run all the time anymore, but it does run. And what's neat about it is most of the water, I don't know if this is neat or not, but most of this water comes from, I'll say it again, Tucson flushing their toilets. Well, they purify it or whatever they do. I don't guess purify it, but they fix it and make it gooder. And it runs down through here. And it runs pretty much all year long. And after it rains, this thing will flood like a torrent. And it's got big old honking trees all around it. And every time there's a major flood, the trees all get knocked down. But within a short period of time, the trees all come back because there's so much water. But what's neat about this is there's a lot of tributaries that feed into this. The Tanque Verde River, which is really a wash, but that's where they built Fort Lowell, right near the Tanque Verde River, because again, back in the days of old, it ran all the time. That way they could have water at Fort Lowell. In any event, other things run into this, like Canada del Oro. Well, Canada, river, I guess it means. Del Oro, oro in Spanish is gold. And it runs down from the Santa Catalina Mountains. Actually, it runs from the north side of the Santa Catalina Mountains, near Oracle and Catalina, the towns of Oracle and the town of Catalina. Tucson is on the south side of the Santa Catalinas. Mount Lemmon, that's where the ski resort is in the Tucson area. But there was and is a lot of gold in the tributaries up in the Canada del Oro area. Well, every time this thing floods, anybody that does any prospecting knows these rivers run and they'll carry whatever was upstream downstream. So, what I'm going to do, let me tell you, is I'm going to try to prospect in here. Now, I don't think we're going to find anything. We ain't doing it today. My knee is still healing. But we're going to prospect in here. Now, we could use a sluice. There's enough water for a sluice, or we can pan. What I was thinking of is going down here and collecting some samples and screening it out, classifying it as they call it, and getting it to the right size, taking it home, and then panning it down at the house. But I know there's gold in here. I mean, there's not going to be a lot. You're not going to get rich or anything. You'll find flakes and stuff. But if it was a sluicing operation, you'd probably find a whole lot more, especially if you spent all day. And especially if you look for the black sands in here, oftentimes gold is heavy. It's like 9 times heavier than water or something. And black sand, which is iron, is about half as heavy as gold, if it's that heavy. But it is heavy compared to most of the dirt and the rocks and the other things that are floating around in the water. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to try prospecting here and see if there's anything to be had, just for fun. Again, now that I'm retired, these are some fun things to do rather than sitting at home just picking my pants. I want to show you something else out here too. Hold on there. Let's walk over here. Well, in my case, limp over here. The puppies are enjoying the truck today. They love to come on these little excursions with me. But when I was driving back here, by the way, this is about, maybe maybe 5 minutes from my house. And I used to teach concealed weapon classes years ago, and when I did, I used to bring the folks out here to shoot, because it's pretty remote. Of course, right over that little berm, that dirt berm, is a dairy farm. But what I was bringing you over here for is to show you these beautiful little white flowers. Aren't they pretty? There's a ton of them here. There's a bunch more off to my right. This is one of the more sickly looking plants. Now, I don't know what this damn thing is called, but I do know it's a hallucinogen. I have never taken it, never done it, because it can kill you too. But these things are all over here, this plant. And I don't know if the kids out here do this or not, but this crap just grows wild, just like, well, like most plants. But it is a hallucinogen. I don't know if you smoke it or chew it or both or nothing. I have no clue. I don't know if it's the leaves or the stems or the roots or I have no clue. But I don't do any kind of drugs or anything, but here it is, free for the taking that do. And there's a bunch of it all over the place. So yeah, just right over that hill. It's a man-made dirt berm to help prevent floods from encroaching on people's properties back on that other side. And it's a beautiful day, nice and cloudy. At least I think it's a beautiful day. I love the clouds. I love the cool weather. In fact, today it's only supposed to get up to like 85 or something for this part of Arizona. That's nice, man. We're talking almost wintertime. I feel like putting on a sweater and maybe some fur-lined underwear. Anyway, coming back over here, this river runs slowly right now. Of course, most of this is from the Tucson flushes, which is all right. But we're going to do a little test mining over here. You can see the water there. I guess it's kind of dark and everything today, but what a deal. What a neat place. What a nice place to take the dogs. They love it. So that's what we're going to do. So, like I say, I used to bring people out here shooting all the time. They loved it. And I used to work just back over in that area where it's called Evergreen. It's not called Evergreen anymore. I was there for about 10 years. But they still do some parachute testing and training over there, and the Army National Guard has a facility over there. And there's a new Evergreen, if you will, company over there, and they do the same thing we did. Basically, they stored large commercial aircraft from 747s on down to doing maintenance on them for different companies. In fact, when I was there, NASA used to always have one of their shuttle carrying aircraft. There were two of them. The one tail number was November 905, November Alpha for NASA, NA, and the other one was November 911, November Alpha. Those are the two with the different tails, another set of rudders to stabilize the aircraft when the shuttle's on top, and so on. But it was a neat airport, neat place to work. People like John Travolta used to fly in there because of the privacy and the services. They had fuel and all that kind of stuff over there too. But a neat place. I'll take some films of that at a later date and time. So, I don't know what else there is to show you around here. I'm walking past the killer animals right now. They're getting excited, but I can't let them out because I'm not going to be here that long. And you'll see all this railing and this embankment. They call this bank here soil cement. We used to lay stuff like this. You dig the trench and do all the stuff, get your excavation done. The blade comes by, side cuts all this, and then they dump basically dry cement mixture, and as it rains, it got wet and it gets hard like it is right now. And then they sink these hand railings in here. I don't know who built them, but anyway, they got hand railings. I don't even know why they have them, really, because before they did the soil cement, it was just like this, only dirt. So whatever. And when I came in here, I also noticed it looked like they're doing a little bit more excavation. I don't know exactly what they're doing. I guess trying to protect the bridge, because when this thing flows, I mean, it flows from here to way the hell and gone over there, about 100 yards over there. And it comes over the banks, goes over the road, goes over the bridge. Pretty much gets violent when it rains heavily. And I was looking for animal tracks, and I see some down there. I don't know exactly what I'm looking at. I think those are just coyote tracks. But a lot of animals come down here, obviously, to water. And we have a lot of javelina and a lot of coyotes. And there's some deer, actually a lot of deer, mule deer. And then obviously your rabbits of different types. There's several different types of rabbits out here. But kind of neat, huh? Anyway, when I come down here and I do a little bit of panning and all that jazz, I'll bring you along if you want to come. And we can see what it's like, see if there's anything in there. I know we'll find some gold flakes. Maybe tiny. Hell, I've done dry washing before. I mean, just with a pan dry washing in some of the washes out here, and we found some flakes. Not a lot, but something's better than nothing. Gives you something to do, and it's kind of fun. Okay, I think that's it. 88. Bye. Okay, hold on. Bugs.